The first NCAA bylaw we're going to talk about today is Bylaw 12.5, and that deals with what are called promotional activities. Promotional activities just means that anytime that St. Mary's or an outside organization want to use a picture, a video, or anything that uses you need to give permission, and we need to follow a certain set of rules to make sure that we are following the NCAA guidelines for promotional activities. You'll have the opportunity to opt in or opt out, and that form will be signed and kept in the Sports Information Office. It is good for a year to date, so you only have to sign it once each year. Some of the big areas of focus of Bylaw 12.5 include what you can and cannot do to be part of a permissible promotional activity. For example, you can't be in an advertisement that features alcoholic beverages, tobacco products, or performance-enhancing drugs. You can't miss class time to be in a photo shoot or a video shoot on campus. Additionally, you cannot be paid for any kind of promotional activity St. Mary's related. There are several promotional activities that are permissible on campus. A lot of times the Marketing Communications Office will take pictures of classes in fun settings. They'll be doing video shoots and other activities like that. We ask that any time that you're asked to be part of any kind of a photo shoot, a video, a class promotion, anything along those lines, come talk to us first. We just want to make sure that we are following the NCAA rules. You can stop in the Sports Information Office, the Athletic Director's Office. You can shoot us an email. We're always happy to ask some questions, answer your questions, and just make sure that we are all in compliance with Bylaw 12.5. The biggest reason I'm talking to you about Bylaw 12.5 is that we have had 2 violations in the past of this bylaw. I want to share a little bit more with you about both of those violations so that you can help learn what to avoid, what to look out for, and how you can help us ensure that we are continuing to follow this bylaw to the best of our abilities. The first violation I'd like to share a little bit about has to deal with Courier. For those of you who are new, Courier is the St. Mary's magazine that goes out to current students, their parents, their guardians, their families, and our alumni. Now, several years ago, there was an advertisement in Courier that included a picture of several members of our golf team and wording that had implied that they were receiving scholarship money based on their golf abilities to attend St. Mary's. We all know that NCAA Division III does not allow athletically related scholarship money, and so this was a misrepresentation of NCAA Division III. As a result of that bylaw violation, we do annual education with a lot of organizations, groups, departments across campus to make sure that that same thing does not happen again. We educate our campus to make sure that they know and understand what is and is not allowed and what is and is not a misrepresentation of NCAA Division III. One big area that is outlined in Bylaw 12.5 is that student athletes cannot promote the sale of a commercial product or promote a commercial establishment with a fundraising activity. Now, this is going to be something that is familiar to a lot of you, and there's a way to do it within the bylaw that is perfectly legal. However, we did it in a way that was found by the NCAA to be in violation of Bylaw 12.5. For several years, we've been involved with an organization called Team Impact, and through that organization, we've added Brianna to our basketball team. Brianna is one of the most fun-loving and spunky young ladies that you will ever meet, and Brianna is confined to a wheelchair. She's lived her whole life in a wheelchair. Our basketball team wanted to do something to give back and help Brianna with some medical costs, so they thought they'd team up with the local company called Blaze Pizza over on Eddy Street and do a fundraiser. Now, we've heard all about these fundraisers, whether it's Blaze Pizza, Chipotle, all these give back nights where different groups partner with a local organization, and that organization gives a percentage of the money back to a charitable cause. So we thought, this is great. We're going to team up with Blaze Pizza. We're going to help get 20% of all the money that's raised that day back to Brianna and help pay for these medical bills. But what we didn't do was just leave it as an overall athletic department promotion. We told our student athletes to share it broadly, tell everybody to join in and go to Blaze Pizza. Now, while that 20% back to us was great, we were pushing 80% more business to Blaze Pizza, and we had student athletes using their platform as a student athlete to push more business to Blaze Pizza. That was the problem. The problem was when our student athletes promoted the event through flyers, email, social media platforms, they were promoting a commercial entity. We self-reported this, and our sanction is to educate you, to make sure that you understand where we went past the intent of the bylaw to violating the bylaw. Now, like I said, if we would have just kept it overarching and the athletic department would have put it on Twitter, on social media, on Facebook, and just said, hey, this is cool, and people can share it on their own, but not use their platform of student athletes, we would have been okay. The biggest takeaway from that violation is that we are constantly learning what we can and can't do within these bylaws. So at the end of the day, if anyone ever asks you to be part of any kind of photo shoot, video shoot, wants to use your picture in anything, wants you to promote their business, please come talk to us first. A lot of times it's going to be okay, but times that it's not okay, violations are something that are serious, and we really want to do all we can to make sure that we don't fall in violation again. All right, time for one quick quiz question. The St. Mary's College admission office is updating their brochures and videos. They would like to include pictures of you and your friends studying out by Lake Marion and a video of you all just generally living fun, carefree life as a St. Mary's student. This is permissible if A, you get a class excusal letter from Academic Affairs, B, you have signed the Bylaw 12.5 promotional release form, C, you have informed Sarah Measley, our sports information director, that the admission office is planning to include you in their new brochure and or video, D, you tell the admission office that they are going to have to pay you the big bucks to use your photo since you are a collegiate student athlete, or D, both B and C. The answer is both B and C. You cannot miss class, regardless of whether or not Academic Affairs tries to give you a letter, and you cannot get paid. As a side note to that, we also need to keep track of all promotional activities involving our student athletes, however big or small, just so that we always know that what you're doing falls within Bylaw 12.5. We just ask that you inform us and keep us up to date of what's going on anytime anyone asks you to be part of their promotional activity.